policing problem. We need
Hi, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. I see the chat. Yes, found guilty. Hallelujah. Good evening, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, dope. Okay, so hi everyone, how are you?
hello.
Hello. Okay, so who is a Zoom expert on this call? I want to share my presentation and show my face at the same time. So what do I need to do?
I wish I could help.
You just
There's
need
no
to
the
share
share
the
screen option.
presentation.
Oh, go ahead.
Just share the presentation. And if they do like the breakout, they could possibly still see you. You should be able to share it now.
Okay. So can you see me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, I have to change it over here, don't I?
We can see you and the presentation.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right. Perfect. I can see all of you too. So it's up to you. You can have your videos on, or you can turn them off as I go through the presentation. We will do a Q&A, and then at Q&A, if you want to turn it back on, that's completely fine. It's totally up to you. The majority of this Zoom, I will be talking. So you have those options. But hello, everybody. While you're in the chat, go ahead and drop some love. Let everybody know where you're from, where you're tuned in from. Let's see, who do we have? South Florida's here, Atlanta's here, Philly's here. What's up, Philly? What up? What up? Wilmington, Delaware, what's good? Philly's in the building. Austin, Texas. Well, hello there. So drop some love in the chat. Somebody said that the verdict that Derek was found guilty of all charges in the murder of George Floyd. So we are ecstatic about that. That is one for the culture, one for us. That is definitely the right thing to do. The right thing to do. So go ahead and mute yourselves and we can get started. If y'all know anything about me, I have like a ton of information for you. So we'll just go ahead and jump right in so that I can get you as much of this information as possible. But welcome. It's so good to have everybody. If there is anything wrong with my audio, if you can't see me, just go ahead and send me a note so that we can make sure that everything is well, our tech is in place, and that you are able to still hear me, still see me, and get the information that you came for, which is get your brand media ready in 7 steps. Okay. So happy 420 to everybody who's over there celebrating. Make sure that you have something to write with, your recorders, any pens, and anything, and let's go. Now, if you stay to the end of this presentation, I will be sending you over a copy of my slides, so you can have that to review and look over. I'll also send you a copy of this recording if you stay till the end. So I hope that you made enough time in your schedule to be with us for, I'm gonna try to get it done in an hour, but this is a very loaded topic, so it might go over, but we're gonna see what we can do. Getting right into it. Yes, y'all, you see that is Yandy Smith Harris. She was at the Women in Media Conference. I had the opportunity to interview her, and she was our keynote speaker, and she was a part of the Women in Media Conference, the last one we was able to have in Philadelphia, our 7th annual, I want to say, Women in Media Conference. So there we are, heavy in the media. So who am I? I know I have a lot of friends on this call and a lot of people who already know me, but not everybody knows me. So my name is Danielle Page Jeter. It is a pleasure and honor to meet you all and to be here with you. So all of these things that I listed, like this list, this is in order of when it actually happened for me and when these things began to transpire in my life. Because I'm a storyteller, I want to tell you a story at all times. So this particular picture is at our 6th annual Women in Media Conference, where I had the opportunity to interview Angela Yee on the Women in Media stage. And that is me getting ready to hit the stage, just concentrating. It was a really big special moment for us in Philadelphia and for Women in Media Global. But I am a creative artist. I'm a modern jazz dancer. I've been in theater arts and dancing since the age of 5, and that is truly my passion and my first love. Through my ambitions in dance and my just drive to be an artist and to be in the arts, I allowed that passion to ignite a fire in me to become an entrepreneur. Because I was always this creative person, I knew that the trail that I would blaze would be different. It wouldn't be the traditional path. It would be something that's a little bit more creative. And because of that, I went into entrepreneurship and I founded 2 companies. I founded my first company, AOI Events and PR, which some of you may know me from that brand. And my PR agency is about 11 years old now, but I started that company when I was 19. I was a student at Spelman College. I was graduating in 2010 during the first recession. And it was a decision I had to make because there was the opportunity that I could graduate college without a job offer. And being the creative thinker that I was like, I got to get in front of this before I get caught up and I don't have nothing, you know? So I decided to take my last year off of the dance team. I danced for Morehouse College. So if you ever seen Drumline, that was me. Your girl was getting low with the band, dropping it like it's hot. But no, I also know how to pirouette, splits, and kick. Okay. But I danced all through college, and I took the last year off of the dance team and I decided to launch my business. I was a theater arts major in college. I was a theater arts major in college, theater arts with a concentration in dance, with a double major in African American and African studies. So I say all that to say that I didn't go to school necessarily for media and communications first, but I got a ton of experience post-college, during college, through internships, work, starting my own business. And I just kind of hit the ground running, just kind of being creative and figuring out how to solve problems, because that's what we do as entrepreneurs. And then from there, after I got into working in the field of media, being a radio producer at Radio One, and ultimately learning how to be an on-air talent, working there for Kathy Hughes, I discovered that there was something going on in the industry where there was a misrepresentation of women, and women were not equally at the table. We were not making the same wage pay. There were not equal opportunities for women in the field of media. And I'm talking about Hollywood, entertainment, tech, newspaper, journalism. There was still a need to close that gap between the gender divide. And that's where I found a great opportunity to launch Women in Media Global. And that was the second problem that I solved with my business, creating a sisterhood organization that prepares women for leadership and to remind them to own their voices and to go out and take up space where we need to take up space, but also to be encouraged to start their own companies and to create communities and opportunities for women and other people who look like us to be able to just make a lot of necessary noise in the space of media. I became a producer, all types. I produce stage, I produce theater, I produce events, I produce media, I produce radio. I am just an all-around producer, media personality, hosting my own radio show, doing TV, and award-winning. I've won so many awards at this point. I can't really keep track because it's not about the awards. It's really about the impact and what you're able to do in the community based on your goals and the problem that your business is able to solve. But one of the special moments for me is when I was 26 years old. No, I'm not 26 now. I might look like I'm 26, but I'm not 26, guys. That was years ago. But when I was 26 years old, I was the youngest person to be honored by the Philadelphia Tribune newspaper as one of the most influential African Americans in Philadelphia, which was a big deal because I was the youngest person in the room. And the Philadelphia Tribune is the oldest Black-owned newspaper in the country. And so when opportunities like that began to come up for me in my 20s, starting at like 22, you know, I recognized that I had a brand, that I had a message and a mission that resonated with my community, and that I was doing something that people were paying attention to, because I wasn't the type of entrepreneur or individual who would seek out these honors and these opportunities. I keep my head down and I do the work. And that's what I'm going to get into as I share with you these tips. But ultimately, all in all, I'm a travelpreneur, y'all. I've started my WFA, work from anywhere business model, at 19, because when you're 19 and you bootstrapping your business, you don't necessarily always have the funding to pay for expensive office space. And this was pre co-working. I'm talking about, I started my business before co-working was a thing. And I'm so grateful that so many opportunities have come up for entrepreneurs and more resources and more ecosystems for us to thrive as startups and small businesses. But when I was coming up at 19 and I started my business, there was no such thing. We were meeting at Starbucks, we was meeting at my house, we was meeting anywhere we could. And because of that, I've always had the business model to travel and do my business. If I had my phone, my laptop, and some internet, I created a digital brand from Jump Street because it was the most inexpensive way to get things done. And I became a travelpreneur, traveling all over the country, representing my clients, running my business while creating a wonderful lifestyle for myself. And now it's like a cool thing. So, you know, I was leading on to something that now is the norm for us. So that's me. That's me, guys. Yes, I'm a media mogul. Danielle. So just to give you some more information about who you're talking to, you know, these are media opportunities that have either featured me personally and my brands. This is a combination of local news and national news that we have been a part of, that I've been so grateful for them to document my business journey and to tell my story. That has truly been a blessing in itself. And as you can see, there's BuzzFeed. I don't know how I ended up on BuzzFeed, but BuzzFeed, the Philadelphia Magazine, Rolling Out Magazine, which is Black owned, Black Enterprise, CNN. And I got on CNN when I was a student at Spelman. Didn't even know how that came about. But again, it just did. NBC 10, ABC 6. And there's several brands that's missing from this. This slide is not completely updated, but I would add on there iHeartRadio, Radio One. Karen Civil has featured me on her stuff, and just an array of different podcasts as well. A lot of black owned media, a lot of women owned media. I've been able to share my story. And I had to include a Drake quote. If you like Drake, just drop something, say, I love Drake. Drake is like one of my favorite artists because he's always like, he's a lyricist to me. So he always has something dope to say. So if you love Drake, go ahead and drop it in there. I love Drake in the chat. But Drake said, you win some, you lose some, as long as the outcome is income. And I say that, I share this quote with you to say that even though this is an outcome of the hard work and the tenacity and the consistency and the problem that both of my businesses solve, it was not a walk through the park for me. It's been extremely hard starting a business at 19, bootstrapping it up, not going to school for business, media, or communications, and creating a lane for myself. So I lost a lot coming up in the game, y'all. I mean, I got so many no's. I was just like, I don't know where the yes is at. I'm gonna just have to create my own table, create my own opportunities, and just show up, because I mean, I just felt like there was a series of no's that almost defeated me. They discouraged me often. I'm not even gonna lie, but you know, as you can see, God continues to shine his light on me. He allows me to continue to flourish. And so, you know, I'm so grateful to him that this is the outcome of all of my losses. And this is just the beginning. You know, this is me under the age of 30 years old doing this, you know. So that's where we coming from, y'all. This is who you're talking to. DP Jeter in the news. All right, so let's keep going. Hey, my love, Laura, do you mind muting your camera when you come back for me? All right. I think it's important for you to really understand what public relations and media relations is, because that's my background. That's exactly where I'm coming from. I've had the opportunity to work behind the scenes and in front of the camera, which has been absolutely awesome, and which gives me a industry advantage, you know, amongst my peers in public relations, because I know how the newsrooms operate, and I know what it what it takes to get the job done. So public relations is about sharing the right information to the right places and people to build reputation. Public relations agencies work with organizations and help them build their image in a certain industry. Through effective marketing strategies, it promotes its client's agenda. So it's very important that your brand and your company has an agenda. What is the goal? Right? So public relations helps you to connect with the public in so many different facets, and it helps to build your brand reputation and recognition. And I might be biased in this, but saying that public relations is absolutely something that you should earmark in your marketing budget. You should absolutely make sure that you have a marketing budget, but that you earmark something for public relations. So what is media relations? The role of media relations is to educate the media. I'm talking about radio, newspapers, digital media, podcasts, talk shows, magazines, new age media, old age media. Educate the media on your business enough to interest them in doing a story. And as a result, educate the general public on the services your business provides. So media relations is essentially a service of public relations, and public relations is a big umbrella of multiple services. Hey, Laura, my love, can you mute your camera for me till we get to Q&A? If you don't mind.
I'm sorry, what you want me to do?
Can you turn your camera off till we get to the Q&A portion?
Oh, I didn't know it was on. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, love.
How do you turn it off? I didn't. Oh my goodness.
Oops. So public relations is the big umbrella, and media relations falls under that. So my company, AOI Events and PR, we are a full service public relations firm. And media relations is one of our specialties and something that we really specialize in. And that's pretty much getting your brand featured in the media, just as this definition says. So public relations versus media relations. Public relations uses multiple channels to generate public exposure, and media relations uses one, the press. Public relations looks to build relationships between organizations and stakeholders, and media relations focuses on one key channel, the press, which is a very powerful channel. If we don't know that now, after going through what we have gone through over the last 5 years, we know how strong media relations really is, and how strong the media is, and the effects that it really has on our society and those who are consuming the media. If you have questions, go ahead and just keep them in mind. You can jot them down in the chat if you want. We are going to do Q&A later on in our presentation. Step one, now that we understand what media relations is and public relations is, and what that is for and how it benefits your business, let's talk about the steps that you need to prepare in order to get your brand media ready. Because there's multiple steps here. There's a desire and there's a want to be in the press and to get featured on Black Enterprise and CNN. But there's a process that these brands take and business owners take in order to get there. Some people just kind of innately do it and they stay ready. Sort of like my situation, I kind of just worked really hard and just made sure that I stayed ready, because I didn't know who would be looking at me, because I was doing something very trailblazing at that time. I just kept my head focused and I just kept it in the game. But some people actually keep this as a part of their marketing strategy, and they say, hey, this year I want to get featured in Forbes because I have a desire to bring more business to my company, or more, I want to sell more items to this particular audience. And I think that's absolutely okay too. It's a very smart way to plan. You can't see the whole slide? Is it because my face is in it?
No, Danielle, that was before for the slide with the media, but you had scrolled up.
Okay, got you. Okay. I think I can make this smaller too. Oh yeah. Learning Zoom. All right. So the number one step is, what problem does your business solve? So understanding that we live in a oversaturated market, pretty much every industry is saturated, unless you're going into something that's like totally like off the beaten path and new. A lot of the things that we already do is in saturated markets. So go ahead and write in the chat, what is the name of your business? What industry are you in? And think about, what problem does your business solve? I gave you an example of women in media and the problem that that particular organization solves, but that's important to understand and know because of all of the steps to follow. In this picture right here, that's one of my staff members, Camille. She does a lot of branding for us and digital marketing. And this is Emery Jones. I did a tour with Pumbaa, Emery Jones from, he's Jay-Z's business partner with Rock Nation. So we did a series, an event series with them, which was really cool. So that's where that picture is from. Number 2, define your goals, right? So you already know the problem that your business solves, but you getting inside of the media, like I just talked about, you being featured by particular journalists is also something that's very important because you have a specific goal. So what is your goal in gaining more media coverage? It shouldn't be for the fact that like you just want people to you just want to be out there and you just want people to know your name. Like that's kind of vain. It's not an end all be all, really. People can know your name and you can be popular, but for what? Like why? So why do you want to gain more media coverage? Everyone's ultimate goal obviously is to increase business, but in what way? Are you trying to get more customers to buy a particular product? Do you want to get more registrations for a particular program? Are you interested in boosting your expertise so people know you as a go-to psychologist? Whatever that goal is, our particular goal for being in the media for Women in Media Global is to raise the awareness of women's voices, point blank, period. We want to make sure that women are at the table and not on the menu, and that we get our just due, but also that the public understands and knows that there's still a divide, a gender divide that needs to be closed, and that should not be ignored, because sometimes people think that it's still not an issue going on, but it certainly is an issue. Did you write a new book? Do you want people to know about your book so you get more book sales? Do you have a new service that you're promoting? Did you expand the business to a new city or state? This will help you in creating other items that you need for the process and getting prepared. So ultimately, let's figure out what our media goals are. All right. This is Cheyney University. We did a really big event there with Master P and Rat Snacks and some other great influencers and CEOs. And that was a really great opportunity for us as well. We were able to, we had like a double win there because Cheyney was our client, but then they also utilized me as a speaker. So I was able to work behind the scenes and in front of the camera, and that was really dope. Step number 3, how's everybody feeling? I hope I'm not going too fast. Let me know how you doing. You doing good? Okay, I see your business. I see your business. Perfect, perfect. Dope. Okay, step number 3, have something of value to say. This is like super important, right? This goes into just not like just being out there and just saying stuff to say stuff, or just wanting to be in the media or wanting to get coverage or wanting to get your name known just because. Like when you call the press and a journalist, you got to make sure that you have something valuable to say and that it's timely. For example, we just found out the verdict of George Floyd's murder, which found guilty on all charges. That is definitely what we all wanted, right? Because that's the right thing. That's exactly what the verdict should be. So congratulations to the justice system for doing the right thing for once. But we can't have this big breaking news going on and then you come out and you're trying to like promote like your lip gloss. Your lip gloss don't have nothing to do with what's going on in the media right now. So it's so important that whatever you have to say, when you want to say it and when you send it, it has to be something that's timely and of value. Your business has to solve a problem. You have to have something that the journalists are going to be interested in knowing about. And ultimately, that is going to make you look good, it's going to make your industry look good, and that people are going to relate to you, you know? So when you are saying something about your business, when you want to make a statement, when you want to send a statement to the press, make sure that it's relatable. The message is relatable to the audience that it's going to. And again, that is something that's buzzworthy to share. Story time. This is 103.5 The Beat in Miami. This is Stitches. She is the biggest Black female personality in Miami, Florida, on the hip hop station for iHeart Miami. And this is me there being interviewed by her. And she also honored me as well last year. So that was pretty interesting. And it was a great experience. Again, so unexpected, but I was happy to make that connection and to connect with iHeart Miami. Okay, if you got questions, please drop them in the chat. We're going to get to them. All right, step number 4. This is so vitally important. I know that we talk a lot about this just through our social channels and us as business owners, knowing that we need to have an authentic brand, our brand presence, and our digital branding. This for me is so extremely important. Like when I'm deciding if I want to actually work with a client, this step is a decision factor for me, because if you don't have the presence in the digital branding that is so necessary for us today, because we live in a digital world, it makes my job as the publicist more difficult in order for me to get the results that you expect, which is a feature story on your business, your product, or your brand in a particular outlet, a particular news station. So that authentic brand is so real. You know, like my suggestion for building an authentic brand is always building something around community and building something that is solving a problem. When you approach entrepreneurship and business in that way, you're going to be bound to be connected to something that is real, to something that will be able to live on its own. You essentially want to create a product or a service or a organization that can have its own mouthpiece and talk for itself, because it's so authentic, it's so real that it relates to people and it touches their heart, and it just motivates them, or it inspires them, or it encourages them to take action, right? And your brand presence, wherever you are, be omnipresent. Omnipresent means that, like, honestly, if you're on 4 major media outlets, social media outlets, if you're on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, you should be posting anywhere from 3 to 10 times a day. And this is not just me saying it. If you tune into Gary Vee, who is the marketing guru of our generation, you will see that he says content is king, and you just need to drop content consistently. So if you think that you are consistently dropping content on your brand now, I need you to amp it up. I need you to amp it up like 3-4 times. Just promote. People need to know who you are, what you do, and that you're creating a brand presence, something that's authentic that people can relate to, right? So that is your digital branding. Aside from that, it's like your website. Make sure your website is up to date. Make sure you have a website and that it is up to date, and that people can go to your website and find exactly what they need, you know? So that needs to be updated. If you are going to be going after media coverage for your brand, have a link on your website that says press or in the news. I love seeing people's websites that says as seen on, and they got all of the like top media outlets that they've been a part of, like Sister Circle, BET, Black Enterprise, Forbes, CNN. You know, when you go to somebody's website or on their social media page and they said they've been cited in all of these publications, what does that make you feel? How do you react to that? Go ahead and drop that in the chat. Like, I know that it gives us a sense of like, oh, they know what they talking about for real. They know what they doing. Oh, let me follow them because, you know, CNN said they were cited in CNN. They must be authentic. They must be real. And that's truth. That's truth. Validation. That's right. Reassured. Wonderful. Trust. Absolutely. All of those things really, really matter. And they work hard for that. You know, people work hard for those publications to feature them, you know? So it's really important to have that. And when you do start to get your media and even if you already have media articles out there, just add that onto your website. Put that link there and put a log of all of the covers that you've gotten over the years. And they're gonna be like, yo, I'm trying to work with them. Right. So as we continue to talk about like marketing for your brand, this is like a whole nother webinar in itself. But just to give you an ideas of ways that you can market and have omnipresence cause marketing, like we just talked about. Having an authentic brand that's connected to something in the community, that's cause marketing. That's you connecting your brand with something good in the community. And as a result, you get to market your brand and say that my business, we value women's empowerment. We value entrepreneurship and youth mentorship. We value taking care of the homeless and giving back to shelters. Those are great messages for your brand. It will make you stand apart. When you start to promote all of the positive things that you're doing with the community on behalf of your company, you're bound to like find the spotlight. The spotlight gonna find you. You're not even gonna have to worry about pitching the journalists. They're gonna be like looking for you as you're doing these amazing things for your community. That is a game changer. Seriously, that's a big tip from me. That's one of my big secret sauce weapons. Video marketing. I read something today that Instagram is a video first platform now. Videos. People don't like to read. I don't know why they don't like still images no more, but video marketing is so important for our brands. Keep that in mind. Social media marketing. Again, whatever platforms you're on, you're going to have omnipresence. Traditional marketing, that's you doing print, television, ads, billboards. Some people in our generation are like, I'm cool on traditional marketing. And it really depends. Some people are still game for it. It really depends on what you want, your vision, your budget first and foremost, because you know you have to pay for these advertisements and these placements, but it's a form of marketing. And hey, marketing is marketing. It all works. SEM marketing. That is search engine marketing. So that is your pay-per-clicks or your keyword search. The reason why public relations and media relations, let me just stick to media relations. The reason why media relations is so vital for your marketing strategy is because it raises your SEO. It raises that search engine optimization for your brand so naturally. So when, you know, the media outlets, these major media companies and these conglomerates, they drive the internet. They literally do. So if your brand is cited in BET or Black Enterprise or ESPN, the moment they type your name in, you come up in that search engine. And that was always a major goal for me because it's a way that you set yourself apart. So if you go inside of the Google engine right now and you Google Danielle P. Jeter, or you Google Danielle Page Jeter or Danielle P. Jeter Philadelphia, I have a whole Google page, you know? So it's like, I'm Googleable. We want to be Googleable. We want our brands to be Googleable at all times. YouTube helps with that too. Creating that video content and putting it on YouTube is very important, right? Keep your social media accounts well kept. Keep them fresh. Keep them looking amazing. Grow your social media following. Have a strategy that is to grow your following and make sure that you stand out with your content. You can grab inspiration from other people who are killing the game, but make sure that your page has a message. When people come to it, they're coming to your page for a tone. They're coming for a message and a mission. They're coming for something that you're known for. If you do those TikTok videos, you better TikTok every day. Your TikToks better be off the chain. And I'm gonna give y'all another tip. This not a social media webinar, but TikTok is the next wave. So if you're not on TikTok, hop on TikTok and start figuring it out. It is a little bit more difficult than Instagram, but we know every couple of years there's a new social media phenomena, and that next one is TikTok. So make sure that you are starting to grow your following on TikTok, because before we know it, Instagram not gonna be a thing no more. I'm just saying. You can quote me or don't quote me. I said it. All right, y'all, we got places to go. That one was a big one, but I hope that, as you can see, that is very important to me, especially when it comes to making sure that I can represent you well and I can get the results that you want. Moving on to step number 5, call to action. So the purpose of getting more media exposure is to get exposure and eventually increase business. You should have a strong call to action to share during or after your interview, such as a free download, a free white paper, a discount code, event. You might be promoting something, an event for people to attend, donation requests, signups, registrations. You're selling your book, you're selling your product. They can go to your YouTube, they can go to your Amazon, wherever your digital store is where they can buy. Just make sure that the end goal is action. Our goal is to get on there to increase business, and we want to go on a specific outlet because it is where our audience resides, but it has to call to something. So once you get there, what's going to happen next? Make sure you have that next thing. Shout outs to my mentor, Monson Steed. He is a graduate of Morehouse College, the owner and founder of Rolling Out Magazine, one of the oldest Black-owned magazines and media companies in the country. And that's my man. He supports women in media A1 day one. And that is me at the RIDE conference in Atlanta before COVID hit. All right, y'all still with me? How y'all feeling in the chat? How y'all doing good? Y'all feeling good? Y'all good? Perfect. Let's keep things moving right along. We good on time. Step 6, entrepreneur's resume. Now, I know we all know this, but I'm just going to say it anyway because it's a very important part of my step. When we are getting media coverage for your company and for your brand, we ask you for what? What does the media ask you for? Your bio and your headshot. Take a look at your bio. It's an entrepreneur's resume that is consistently being updated. Are you including the right information? If you don't have a professional headshot, what are you doing? You need to invest in one. No, don't do a headshot on your phone. I always have different people contact me like, is this headshot good? I'm going to have to tell you, no, I really think that you should get a professional photographer to take your picture. And if you're on the Zoom right now and you're a professional photographer, shout yourself out, because some people might need some headshots, and y'all my girls, y'all do great pictures for me. So shout out to the photographers who's on the call right now. You're going to need your professional headshot, and you use that on your website, your business card, and more importantly in the media. Let me tell you, if the media can't find a good picture of you, baby, they just gonna grab whatever they can find off your Instagram page, and you might not like it, and they just gonna take it, they gonna paste it onto their website. Your media story gonna go up, and it's gonna be a picture of you doing something that you ain't want in the media. So control your message, control your reputation, control that, and make sure that whatever pictures you have out there is the ones that anybody can screenshot and you good with. And I'm speaking to myself right now too. I'm giving myself a word when it comes to that. So you got to have your bio, different versions of your bio. You got your 1-page bio, you got your 100 words or less bio, and you have your introduction. If I was to introduce you on the radio, that's a short snippet. That's a couple words, couple lines. Have different versions of your bio. Have your brand photos, your product photos. If you sell a physical product, or if you are promoting an organization or a community, something of that sort, make sure you have pictures that can represent what your business looks like and also what you look like. You want to have your headshot, and there's a difference between a headshot and a full body shot, okay? There's a difference. Your headshot is normally, chest up, and your full body is a full body. So when they ask for a headshot, don't send a full body. Okay. All right, y'all. So this was at the 2000. I want to say this picture was at the 2019. What's this? 2021. The 2000 when they had the Super Bowl in Miami. This is this is where that picture was, and I was there working behind the scenes. That is one of my clients, Camarine Wine. She's a Black-owned wine company based out of West Palm Beach, Florida. I was doing her public relations, and we got her brand into an event with Rick Ross and Trina for the Super Bowl. It was super lit, as you can see, and she was extremely happy about the results. It was a really great event. All right, y'all, we getting down to the wire. Step number 7. Step number 7. That's my man Drake again. I had to bring him back. This is another really good gem for you that's going to set you apart when you are going out there to get your media coverage. Step 7. I believe in something and I stand for it. So he has a quote, something like that, in one of his songs. And again, you know, he's one of my favorite lyricists. But it's important. Align your brand with a social good cause or a community cause. And you don't necessarily have to go out and create your own nonprofit, your own initiative. You can join forces with people who already do the work, and they would be happy to partner with you. Women in Media Global would be happy to partner with your business in order for you to align with a social good cause, because we are a nonprofit organization. So when you do this, this is you creating amazing media opportunities for yourself, because there's always segments in the media where they're looking for community news, they're looking for feel-good news, they're looking for something positive. They like to sprinkle in the positive news amongst all of the tragic violence and deaths and pandemics and world catastrophes. They sprinkle in some happy news once in a while. And if you play your cards right, if you do it right, if you get your message out there and you are aligned with a social good cause in your local community, you can get media coverage like it's no tomorrow. It'll be so simple for you. So think about whatever that cause is that you want to be a part of and align yourself. Figure out how you can align yourself. All right, so that's our 7th step. I want to see how y'all feeling in the chat. I want to see what's going on in the chat. What's the wine lady's name? Her name is Tanya Phillip Yowley. Tanya Phillip Yowley. All right, y'all. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? We good? We good? All right, so I have bonus tips for you. But the only way I'm gonna give you bonus tips, there's going to be an exchange that happens for this bonus tip. I need you to do a couple things. All right, if you're not following my new Instagram page, I need you to go on my Instagram page. If you are following my Instagram page, I need you to go write a comment on my Instagram page. I need you to repost something, share something. I need you to follow my Instagram page. If you want these bonus tips, or we can just end the webinar right here. We go straight to Q&A. It's up to you. Y'all let me know what y'all want to do in the chat. My new Instagram page is @dpjeter_. I have a new Instagram page because I got hacked and disabled, and that ain't cool. That's gonna be my next webinar. That ain't cool. But if you want these extra tips, go ahead and show your girl some love on Instagram. Done. Morgan said done. Who else want these extra tips? Who else want these tips? Who want these tips? Done. Done. All right, I got 3 dones. How many people on this call? Who else trying to get these extra tips? Done. I see y'all. I see y'all. Done. All right, y'all want these extra tips? I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Y'all ready for these extra tips? Who else got the done? Who else got the done? Let me get 2 more dones and we're gonna move on. Done. Okay, done. Hey, y'all loving your girl on Instagram. That's what's good. Nah, y'all, honestly, I'm gonna have a whole nother webinar about that. That was a little bit much. Like, I got hacked and disabled on Instagram. I got hacked on Twitter. I got hacked on Facebook. That's a whole nother story. I had to grow my Facebook page all the way back over. My Instagram community was over 5K followers. I was monetizing my page, and now I have to reset. So thank you for joining my new journey and for supporting my new page. But I'm gonna give y'all these extra tips because that's what y'all here for. Boom. I got 2 more extra tips for y'all because y'all popping. All right. Step number 8, representation. Y'all ready? Representation. You have to designate a spokesperson who is prepared and determined who can best represent your brand. sometimes all CEOs are not comfortable being in front of the camera, and that's absolutely okay. That's why they tend to work with brand ambassadors or brand partners or spokespersons who can also be passionate about their business or their brand, their product, their organization, and represent them well. Whoever that person is, it could be you, but it could very well be somebody else that you assign in your organization to be a part of that. A lot of times when companies have a public relations or a communications department, the people who reside in that department are responsible for being the spokesperson on behalf of the brand. A lot of Fortune 500 companies, that's how they do it. You will hear from the CEO from time to time, but when your brand gets to the point where it's so big and you're like super busy, you might not always have time to address the press, especially if your brand is so popping and everybody wants you, so you can also consider designating somebody to it, but they're going to be prepared. They have to have talking points. They have to feel the mission. It can't feel recited. It has to feel like they are connected to it. And you see this a lot on TV where you see like the T-Mobiles and the Sprints. And I think the Super Bowl that just happened, Drake was with State Farm. That was so cool. I love that. But that's an example of a brand hiring a celebrity to be a spokesperson, an actress for their brand. So there's many ways to get it done. Just make sure whoever's doing it is super prepared. A lot of times when you are working with a publicist that's on your team, or you hire a third-party PR agency, they also should be prepared to be your spokesperson and to be able to blow horn and amplify your message. That's something that I do for my clients when I am representing their brand. If I represent your brand, my brand. Like, we go hard, we go together. We go together at that point. And I take responsibility for a lot of it. And I take it extremely serious that you trust me with your baby. And I get that. Step number 9. I know I keep saying that like this step is important. Oh, and this step is important, but this step is really, really, really important. Operations, back office, and systems. All right. So the email that I sent you out talked about the Oprah effect, which is so very important because the moment that you get endorsed by a Nike, a CNN, a Oprah, a Women in Media, everybody else, immediately traffic drives to your page. It drives to your website. So your website, your brand, your back office, your storage, your products, everything has to be in place. Your team has to be in place in order to be able to handle the influx of business that's going to come in. The worst thing that can happen, and gosh, this has happened to me, like crisis PR, like I don't want to do this no more type of moments where I get somebody on the news and then the next thing you know, nobody answering the phone. Sir, you was just on ABC6. People want to order from you. Why can't they get through on the phone? That's not okay. Your email has got to be up to date. You got to communicate via email, communicate your DMs. You got to check your DMs. You got to answer the phone. Your secretary got to be in place. Your assistant got to be in place. You got to make sure that your warehouse has enough products because they're going to fly off of the shelves. All of these things matter. And if we do all of these steps, we do steps 1 through 8, and if we get to 9, and you can't even manage the influx of business that's going to come in from you getting media coverage and you getting endorsed by these awesome media outlets, it don't make no sense. I mean, steps 1 through 8, they're not valid anymore if you can't sell the products. If I can't go onto your website and buy the shirt that you promoting, you don't got no shirts. What we talking about? So I hope y'all feeling what I'm saying, and if it makes sense, I hope that it's making sense for you. But guys, those are my steps for you, step 1 through 9. Okay, steps 1 through 9. And if you are really enjoying this conversation, if I brought a lot of value to you, go ahead and show some love in the chat. Let me know what you like. Let me know that you understand. If you don't understand, it's cool. We're going to go into Q&A. But let me know. Let me know if this is something of value to you. And as I continue to move forward, there's so many ways that we can continue to work together and get this done. And I call this the DIY your PR and media relations, right? So at this point right now, I want to talk to you about ways that we can stay connected and work together. All of those brands that I showed you are brands that I've been working with. I've been in business for the last 11 years. I do this in my sleep. I'm literally a media mogul. And I'm excited to bring more recognitions to companies and brands and businesses that matter, especially Black-owned companies, especially women-owned companies. That's my sweet spot. That's what matters to me the most. And those are the clients that I represent. So today, I have an extremely special offer for you, and it's the 420 bundle. Y'all here with me on 420, so we're gonna celebrate, and I'm gonna give you something extremely valuable to grow your business, and that is the 420 bundle. This bundle is only $3.99 today only. But the value in all of these items that you're gonna walk away with is $1,195. You're going to get my entrepreneurship ebook. You're going to get a press release template, because that's the template that you need in order to communicate your message over to the press. You need, and that's a specific document and a pitch. It's the pitch that you need in order to send off to the media outlets. I'm going to give you a PR glossary so that you can become way more familiar with all of these terms that I'm talking about, so that you are in the know of the industry and that you are exceeding at your media goals. And we're going to sit down for a strategy meeting next week. You pick a day, you pick a time, any day next week between April 26th and April 30th, we can have a strategy meeting, and I can literally talk through strategy for you. You bring your questions, I give you all of the information and the steps to get it done. Today, that's $3.99. I'm going to drop this link in the chat for you. If you want to go ahead and take advantage of that, I welcome you to do that. If you are interested in brand strategy coaching, something that we can do ongoing per session, it is $325 a session, but you can also get a package. You can package 6 months together, and you can get that for $19.50. But if you purchase that today in full, you're going to save $250. And we can do this for 1 year as well. We can get together once a month all year, and that package is $3,900. But today, if you get it today, you get to save $450. So let me know in the chat, like, how does the 420 bundle sound for you? If you want that bundle, let me know. I'm gonna send you the link for that. If you want to set up your business strategy meeting, let me know. Drop some information, drop your I want that in the chat so I know which link to go ahead and send you. Also, I have a Glambitious Guide to Entrepreneurship. It's my ebook, and you can get a personalized keepsake for only $45. So the ebook is a digital download that if you get that in the 420 bundle, then that's a digital download. But if you get the keepsake, the personalized keepsake, you're going to get an actual book, and I'm going to personalize the message for you. And you're going to have my signature of the Media Mogul right on your desk. And it's going to be my tips for you as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. And that's a keepsake for you. You can keep that, and that's going to be your book. And last but not least, go ahead and save the date for Thursday, April 29th at 8 o'clock. That's going to be my next media webinar. I will be dropping the topic soon. So make sure that you just continue to keep up on your emails and on your social media, turn your notifications on for my pages, and I will be inviting you to my next media webinar. It will be free. It will be free again, and we'll just continue to do this. So I hope that you guys are going to get your 420 bundle so that we can celebrate together. Shout out to everybody who out there celebrating 420. And shout out to everybody who already purchased the ebook. It's a bunch of y'all on this chat that already purchased the ebook. I love you for that. I love you for that. I really, really, truly appreciate it. Let me see what's going on. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to check out the chat. All right, so who's getting the 420 bundle and who's getting their coaching? The bundle looks great. Love it, love it. Let me get the bundle. Jasmine's getting her bundle. I'm dropping the links right now. I'm dropping the links for you guys. And you can go ahead and start posting your questions. If you have questions, go ahead and drop your questions so we can get to those too. We're gonna multitask in this moment.
Will you be providing the presentation and recording?
Yes, I will. For everybody who stays on to the end of our session, we'll be able to get this recording.
Thank you.
That's the 420 bundle. Go ahead and get your 420 bundle. Let me know when you get it. Let me know when you get your 420 bundle, and these everything will be coming to your email. It will be coming to your email. If you want to get the keepsake book, I'm dropping that for you. Y'all can go ahead and start asking your questions.
Hey, Jeter, Morgan, you've done an amazing job. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us. So my question, you mentioned companies including places that they've been featured in different, whether it's been like blogs or newspapers or television. What if you've been featured by something that's really local, not too big? Should you include that on your webpage as well? Or should you only start posting when you get major recognition?
No, do local. Like a lot of brands start local, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because it's a great thing when you're able to actually activate your local community, because they're gonna ride for you when you go big. You know, I had a client who came to me who had the opposite problem. She had a big national brand, but locally in our city, nobody knew who she was. So she wasn't being engaged locally. She wasn't being invited to stuff. People didn't know like who she was, but on a national level, she had a great thing going. So we came up with a PR strategy for her to get in the local community. You most certainly want to activate your local community. They will amplify your message for you. And it's a great way to start. And it's even good for you to show national news that the local news are supporting you. I started in local news for sure. Well, I kind of started CNN and came back, but it all works. It's great.
All right. Thank you, Jeter.
You're welcome. Who else has questions? Yes, I do one session. The one session is $325 for the session. I'm going to drop that. So go ahead, y'all. You got the one session coaching. You can lock that in today. You got the 6-month coaching. You can lock that in. You got the keepsake ebook, and you got the bundle. Make sure y'all get your bundle. Let them know you got your bundle. Are there any other questions? No questions?
I know you, hello.
Yes.
Hi,
Thank
this
you,
is
Liz.
Faith. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So I wanted to ask you, because I'm actually a journalist. So I actually want to talk to you about like building a personal brand versus just like, you know, being able to apply some of these skills to I know you talked about a lot of like brand, you work with wineries and artists and different things, but how can you apply some of these tips to maybe like your personal brand? I know you talked about like social media posting 3 to 10 times a week, but how can you go about building
A day,
that?
a day, boo, a day.
Oof, yes.
Jasmine got her bundle. Shout out to Jasmine. Everybody say shout out to Jasmine. She just pinged
Shout
my
out
phone.
to
She got her bundle.
Yay,
Okay, Jasmine.
Go,
I have
Jazz.
one more. Okay, so building your personal brand. But what is that brand gonna be? That's gonna be my question back to you.
What would be like on reporting or something? Something similar to that.
Like a media personality.
Yes.
So you, I guess in a short way, I guess you would figure out what medium that you're going to be a personality on, whether it's you doing a talk show, whether it's you doing blogging, are you going to do a podcast? Are you going to be a writer on medium.com? Are you going to write articles? Whatever that is, it's the same concept, but you are the one putting the content out and sharing other people's stories. So you would then have to figure out like, okay, what is my niche? What type of news am I going to cover, and who are the people I'm going to interview, and how am I going to get their messages out there? Right. So I think that's a wonderful strategy to have a personal brand. I mean, nowadays you almost got to have a personal brand. It is what it is, you know? So I think just starting right there and being consistent. So you create a schedule where you say, you know, you're going to do your interviews once a week. I wouldn't say once a month, because I think too much time passes by in a month.
Okay.
And people might not grasp it. They could easily forget, because our news cycle is 24/7, so it's always going.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that answered your question, Faith.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. Anybody else have a question? Do you just do strategy meetings? Yes. I just dropped the link. It says 1 session coaching. You can go ahead and get that for yourself, Allison. If you want to do the 1 session, and you have the 6-month session, and then you also have the 12 months. Oh, Tasha got the bundle. I got 2 bundles. Okay. Okay. Who else have questions? Who else have questions for me? Thank you all for going ahead and getting your bundle. You won't ever regret it, ever. I'm going to post one more link for you, and that is the 12-month coaching program. So that is us getting together once a month for 1 year. And literally, y'all see how I dropped the game. Like I hold nothing back. Anybody else have questions? If not, then we can continue to go on. Thanks everybody for showing love. Let me just make sure there's no more questions in the chat. Will you be providing the slides? Yes, I will. Should you start promoting your brand when your product is only available for pre-order? Yes, absolutely. You can absolutely promote pre-sales for your brand. Go ahead and do that. It was great value. I'm about to come back hard. Yes, girl, you better come back. Will you be providing the slides? Yes, I will. I love it all. I also plan on, okay, short-term goal is getting it up this spring. Then I'm following. I also plan on implementing these tips as part of the rebrand, which is necessary. This is good recommendations and content. Thank you guys. I'm so happy that you are loving the content and that it's of value to you. I'm really happy to hear that. Really, really happy to hear that. This was really good. I'm glad y'all liked it. Can you do this instead of DIY? What does that mean? Can I do what instead of DIY? What is the best advice for someone who does not like being on the camera? If you don't like being on the camera, my advice would be to get a spokesperson, another representative who can represent your brand for you. Can you do this instead of DIY? Can you do public relations or media relations instead of DIY? Robin, do you want to turn on your microphone and talk me through your question?
Good afternoon, everyone, or I should say evening now. Hi, Danielle. How are you today?
Good. How are you, love?
I'm good. Thank you. I guess the question I'm asking, it looks like what you're offering is an opportunity for me to learn how to do this stuff myself. I don't have time for that. I need somebody to do it for me.
Okay, so you're looking for a publicist.
Yes.
Got you. Okay. We do that from time to time. I have been pivoting the brand and doing more of these types of DIY offerings, but I'm happy to share with you my information via email. I'll do this offline for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right. Anything else? I think we're good. So I'm going to drop the links for y'all one more time. You have the 12-month coaching program where I can coach you through this. I can coach your team through it. If you got somebody on your team who needs to know how to do this on behalf of your company, I got you. I can do that. You can just do 1 session with me. You can try me out. You can see if you want to date me or not. You can see if it's going to work out. No pressure, boo-boo. You got that. You got the 6 months. If you want to do 6 times together, we could do half a year. Boom. Whatever it is, make sure that you have a strategy to get your business out there. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to promote your business in the media. It is one of the strongest marketing strategies, and you will always reap dividends in making sure that your brand is exposed. I'm linking the 420 bundle again. Shout outs to everybody who got the 420 bundle. I see you. In a keepsake ebook, I got you there too. I got you there too. I'm dropping all of it. Okay, I see you, Nayama, with the keepsake ebook. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna share my screen with you so that we can go ahead and wrap this up. It's been a pleasure. It's been an absolute joy to bring this information to you. I'm glad that it was worth your time. So make sure that, I don't know, you want to just drop some love on social media and say, I loved it. The workshop was awesome. Make sure you check her out next time she's doing one. That would be great. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. Again, save that date, next Thursday, April 29th, 8 p.m. I'm coming back with another media webinar. It's gonna be free again. We did our Q&A, that was awesome, right? Post move, we're gonna be on Clubhouse tonight. I'm hosting a Clubhouse tonight at 8 o'clock with one of my girls, Candace Yeager. She's also another phenomenal woman in media. And we're just gonna be doing a little networking there. We're gonna do an exchange of resources and sharing information. So if you are on Clubhouse, go ahead and join me tonight at 8 o'clock. Women Speaks Radio, I am on air every single Wednesday from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock hosting Women Speaks Radio on excitementradio.com. That's where you can tune into me. There I interview women CEOs, women in media and entertainment, and always bringing you informative and inspiring topics. So we talk about a lot of these similar topics as well. You can catch the radio show live on excitementradio.com. That is tomorrow. And that's my contact information. If you're not connected with me on any of these platforms, please go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Go ahead and like my YouTube channel. I'm putting out a lot of great content, a lot of informative content like this, talking about branding and media and business. And also my performance stuff. You can catch that on YouTube of me dancing, me doing spoken word, me doing creative writing. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. That's my email address and my link tree. So go ahead and connect with me on 2 new platforms. If we're not connected yet, I follow back, I like back, I comment back, but it has been a pleasure. Please stay connected with me. And I am going to leave you with this. The best marketing doesn't feel like marketing at all. That is me there with Master P. And we were doing our thing at Channing University. I had the opportunity to speak on a panel with Master P. He inspires me so much. I know he inspires a lot of us because he's just a boss in business and he's killing the game. But this picture is marketing for my brand without it feeling like marketing. So what I've done so graciously is solve the problem about amplifying the voices of women and making sure that women have representation, which allows me to get next to influencers like Master P. And it allows me to go onto the media and share our stories and to share what it is that my organization is about. And that, my friends, is the best marketing. If you take anything away from our session, take away that you're going to figure out how to connect your brand with a social good cause marketing, some sort of community effort, and you're going to win. That's going to take you over the top. I guarantee it. Thank you guys. It's been a pleasure, an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Awesome.
Great job.
Oh, my
Great
Clubhouse
job,
name
Jeter.
is
Thank you,
DP
thank you.
Jeter. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, my Clubhouse name is DP Jeter as well. I'm DP Jeter on Clubhouse. You can find me there. Thank you guys. I'm trying to move over there. Clubhouse.
Thank you
My
so
social media links. So I'm on Instagram. Thank you guys. Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. There you go. I'll be sure to reach out if I have any additional questions. Cool. Thanks, Ken. All right. I think that's everything. I'll see y'all on Clubhouse, 8 o'clock. DP Jeter, come into my room. Peace.